Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Not holding back, Colton Underwood said as much as he legally could about his up and down relationship with Cassie Randolph during his new Netflix series Coming Out Colton. Randolph, 26, and Underwood, 29, met during season 23 of The Bachelor, while they continued dating following the season in 2019, but announced their split in May 2020. 4 months later, the model filed a restraining order against the reality star, claiming that he had placed a tracking device on her car. I think that was sort of a huge wake-up call. I'm sad that I even got to that point to where that I had to be my wake-up call, and me affecting other people in my life was sort of the moment I realised that I had to come out, Underwood exclusively told Us Weekly ahead of Wednesday, December 3rd, debut of the show. Obviously, I wish I would have had the courage to come out without having to be pushed. In November 2020, the pair reached a private agreement and the order was dropped. The Indianapolis native publicly came out as gay 5 months later during an interview on Good Morning America. Being gay is not okay for what happened at the end of the day, Joseph Michael, one of Cassie and Colton's mutual friends, told him during an episode of the new series. I'm going to tell you straight up, what you fucking put her through was bullshit. You fucked up and there was no excuse whatsoever for anything you did. You scared her and you put her in a situation where it wasn't comfortable for her. He wasn't the only one who showed Colton tough love. During the show, the former football player sat down with Reverend Nicole Garcia to talk about what happened with Cassie coming out and how he had to move forward. You want to sit down and apologise to make yourself feel better. That's not the way to approach it, she said, telling him that he can change by looking in the mirror and saying, I was a piece of shit. I wanted things my way so bad that I was willing to do anything to make it happen. The Reverend also told the Bachelor in Paradise alum that he needed to figure out everything about himself before he could even consider dating again. I don't think you have a freaking clue what it means to be in a healthy relationship because you have never been in a healthy relationship as you. You've always been in a relationship as somebody you're supposed to be. Who are you? She explained. The best thing you can do is work on you and face up to what you've done before you get yourself into a next relationship, before you go out and go in and fuck out somebody else's life. Take responsibility for what you've done and then work on not doing it again. Thinking she'd changed him. During the first episode, Colton explained that he thought meeting the right woman would change him, that it was Cassie. Everyone saw that first rose ceremony and it's just another rose ceremony. For me, it was so much more than that. I felt myself becoming more of a straight man, he said. Everyone saw the hometown date on the beach and the connection that we had, but I felt like I found somebody who could change me. That night, Cassie was leaving me on The Bachelor, and there was a big part of me thinking, if I can't get there with you, then I definitely can't with any other woman. The spiral. After The Bachelor, our relationship was up and down, and eventually we broke up and I started to spiral. I was fucked up. I was suppressing my sexuality so hard that I was taking medication daily to deal with the depression and anxiety that it was making me a paranoid freak. The Illinois State grad continued, while the court documents Casey's filed was shown on screen. I didn't trust a whole lot of people and I was trying to do everything that I could do to protect a secret. I lost my mind. I did some things, I said some things I'm not proud of. That's not me making excuses for what I did because I did fuck up. I made mistakes and I will take ownership of that. Holding on. During the second episode, Colton came out to his father, who asked when it was that he decided to confront the fact that he is gay. Sounds terrible, but the day I got the restraining order on me is when I knew something had to change, the athlete shared. I was so attached to a traditional life and my straight relationship that I knew she was my last straight relationship, and I didn't want to let go of that because I didn't want to have to deal with this. Feeling ashamed. Colton noted that he was scared people would think that he was coming out to bury the drama that he had with Cassie, which he said was the furthest thing from the truth. He explained, if anything, the reason I'm coming out is because I'm ashamed and I'm sort of mortified of what got me into this position in the first place. I knew that I couldn't hide it anymore because I didn't want to affect or harm anybody else in my life. When his dad brought up the restraining order, asking why he'd go to those extremes if he knew he was gay, Colton replies, I knew if I let her go, I would have to deal with me and I didn't want to and I wasn't ready for it. The way things are. Due to legal restrictions, Colton couldn't explain much about what happened with Cassie, but he did admit that he would have married her if she would have wanted to. I wish things wouldn't have ended like the way that they did, so I could have given her a heads up and actually conversed about it, he said during episode 5 ahead of the Good Morning America interview. In the finale, he added, there's only so much I can do in regard to the Cassie of it all. Legally, I can't talk about it, and I'm the only person that I have to blame is myself. Mentally unstable. During a meeting with Reverend Nicole Garcia in episode 6, Colton explained the situation with Cassie again. I held on to that relationship out of fear of being a gay man and not out of anything other than that. I did things that were messed up. I was paranoid, I was scared, I was terrified of myself. I was terrified of who I was going to become. I was literally, I can say, mentally unstable. The former NFL player said, I undid so many good memories. I texted the things that I texted, and I said things that I said out of insecurities. That was me controlling the narrative and trying to stay in control of my life. After coming out, I have to relive all those labels of abuser, stalker, harasser. I'm mortified of what I did, but I'm even more mortified by the effects it had on her and her family and her friends. Making excuses. He shared that after he came out publicly, it was extremely difficult to see himself labelled as an abuser and a stalker, admitting he caught himself leaning into an excuse. Colton added, I catch myself trying to control it again. It's like a vicious cycle that I'm going through right now of trying to give up my control, but yet here's this part of me that won't let go of it because it's like, you can't afford to screw up again. I put the poor girl through hell and insecurities, and all I can do is say, sorry. Thanks for listening. For more celebrity news, please like, comment and subscribe.